to the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Welcome back to the basement. Motherfucking basement boy. What'd you call it?
Bareback.
Basement boy bareback in the house apparently on a Saturday night.
Coming at you.
Coming at you in full effect. No purple cup, but still full effect. Obviously, it's not the usual setup tonight. I'm still Thor. Clearly, Thor t-shirt. Same face. Sitting next to me, not Brian. He killed Brian, actually, and replaced him. He told me he was just going to do the show, and I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have a choice, so my new co-host, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. Dead Ed in the house.
Hello.
Dead Ed, yeah.
Hey.
Speaking of the mic. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
How does this normally work?
Huh?
It works. How does it normally work?
This is how it works.
All right.
This is we talk into microphones and they watch us and stuff.
Not
I figured you would know that when you exited my last co-host and just took a spot, but
been taking a nap for quite some time.
he's taking a nap. Well, hopefully Brian returns at some point. I pray. But until then, Dead Ed in the house.
Hey, I like.
So.
Can I start off with a joke?
Definitely.
Right.
Whoa, don't hit the table.
Oh,
It makes a lot of noise.
Peeking.
Yeah, no peeking.
Okay. So, this lady, she goes to the doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
She talks to the doctor. She says, "Hey, doctor, I keep farting. Like, I keep passing gas now. I don't smell it, and it doesn't make a sound, but I know I'm doing it." Doctor looks at her. He's like, all right, well, here. Writes a prescription, gives it to her. Says, come back in 2 weeks. Let me know how it works. Lady comes back in 2 weeks. She's like, doctor, what you gave me was kind of worked. My farts have a smell, but I still can't hear them. Doctor looks at her and says, well, now that we got your sinuses cleared up, let's worry about that hearing.
And that's what kind of show we're gonna have. And that's what kind of show we're gonna have this evening, folks. Just enjoy, just enjoy. That's all I can say. But we are. I mean, I'm still based in Boy Banter. This is still based in Boy Banter. We talk about nerd shit. We're gonna recap the week in nerd now that we got the inaugural joke out of the way from Dead Ed. I'm gonna try not to get killed this evening. And, we'll try to have fun along the way. So why don't you join us? We got Civil War trailer. I shot a Thor's Thoughts. Anyone who watched that, thank you. Appreciate that. Gotta love me on a camera by myself. But Dead Ed, you seen the Civil War trailer, right?
Yeah.
So talk to the people a little bit about, your thoughts on that trailer.
It was awesome. Nah, to say the least, it was pretty awesome.
It was.
Especially villain Spider-Man. Actually, to see a lot of Black Panther.
Yeah.
That was really, really cool. I like that guy.
Yeah.
What is he, like a billionaire or millionaire or something?
He's the king of a country.
That's right. Yeah. It's going to be good to see him.
He is the king of Wakanda.
Yeah.
So, yep. No, we were actually talking about the other day. We were talking about for Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
You were telling me a point.
Yeah. All right. So, if you check out the trailer, if you see Batman versus Superman, and Bruce Wayne is there in Metropolis from the trailers, it shows while the destruction was happening, we was fighting Zod. And he's looking and he's like, I want to do something about it. And he was in the rubble. He's picking up a child or something like that. Kind of looks like that in the trailer, at least with Black Panther. What's that lead actor's name?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. You see him kind of sitting there in the rubble. You see something blows up. It looks like a UN, but then again, it kind of reminds me of the Hawk and them were kind of fighting in
Washington D.C.
Yeah. And then it's kind of like he was there. Maybe he saw the collateral damage happening and he felt like he had to do something.
That's part of why he steps in. That's actually
those two are related in that sense. So
no, I like that point. That was a solid point because there was that one shot of him in that rubble and it kind of looks like him, but I I wasn't 100%, but that would make a lot of sense as to why he gets involved. I mean, I'm curious to see Black Panther's role because we know Spider-Man's not going to have the same role he had in the comics, obviously. But he will have, I think, bigger role than what we initially thought. It's going to be a lot more than just that cameo. Although Underoos, I mean, on Thor's thoughts, that's the one point I made wrong. I didn't understand the Underoos part for like the first 3 times I watched that trailer. Then I shot Thor's thoughts. Then the second time I watched it after I shot the Thor's thoughts, because I watched it multiple times afterwards too, because I have that little going on. Then I heard him say Underoos, and that's when I freaking lost it. When Downey Jr. just goes Underoos, and he shoots that web down, grabs it, does those flips, and you get to see him, and he just says, "Hey guys," like that's classic Spider-Man right there. That was classic Spider-Man. Classic. So, anything else you like from that trailer?
Yeah. Scarlet Witch and the Vision, that finally, because you see kind of other stuff and you just see, it makes it look like you have Iron Man, War Machine, you have the Vision, you just makes it look like Captain America, his crew is kind of like downplayed. You got Black Panther like tearing up everything. But then for them to have Scarlet Witch is kind of like their offset to a super being. I kind of like that, as well as Bucky almost shooting Iron Man in the face.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Well, then his
stone cold.
Downey Jr.'s reaction to that part too, where he's like, and it's that's like, whoa, he was actually trying to shoot me in the head.
Yeah, like can you forgive him after that? Like,
I don't
that's
know, like
serious.
No, that movie's gonna be legit. I don't know that we got
shot
that
in the
coming
face
up.
Is not fun. I
mean, me and this dude already got tickets to Batman vs Superman in 2 weeks. We gotta get our Civil War tickets here soon. Like it's a big time to be a nerd, man. It's a big time to be a nerd. I can't wait. So let's move on from there. We got some other fun stuff going on. We actually went last night and saw 10 Cloverfield Lane. So you can imagine going to the movie with this dude. That was a fun time. I'll just tell you guys that much. But we went and saw 10 Cloverfield Lane. I don't know. I'm just gonna start with this one. I'm not sure how I feel about this movie. Like, I think Deadhead's got a little bit more concrete feelings about this movie. I didn't dislike the movie. I didn't necessarily like the movie either. I almost am indifferent to it because it's a thriller. And like I heard you say last night, like an M. Night Shyamalan, like some of his early stuff.
It was early M.
I could see that because it was. You think it's something and it turns out to be something else, and a lot of weird shit happens along the way that you don't really know how you feel about. And it was just, I don't know. I wouldn't need to see that movie a second time, I don't think, especially in the theaters, maybe ever. But I was glad I saw it because it was interesting. I don't even know if that fucking makes sense, but
it
makes sense.
Yeah,
okay, good. Well, if I'm making sense to Deadhead, clearly I've got something going on. Yeah. But your feelings on the movie are a little bit different than mine. So why don't you speak on what you thought of it?
It was good. No spoilers. It was good. It was a good movie. It was dark. It was pretty intense and dark, which is very good for a movie of nowadays. They're not as, they do jump scares or different things. I mean, it's hacked, those kind of vibes, but it was very eerie and dark. It was kind of slow at the beginning, but it pays out. The pacing of it pays out. I liked the first Cloverfield compared to a lot of people really didn't like the first one. I loved it.
Well, and the funny thing about this movie is I don't know if they're connected or not. That was the other thing when I watched out that movie. I'm not sure that they are in any way, shape, or form besides sharing the name Cloverfield in the title.
Yeah. And Bad Robot Production.
And Bad Robot Production. Yeah, and it wasn't directed by J.J. Abrams either. I mean, he oversaw, but I mean, it was an interesting movie. Like you were saying, it's a little bit slower paced. It's a little bit more like a psychological thriller where it builds that suspense builds that tension through the scenes and not necessarily jump scares or torture porn or any of that other stuff like a lot of movies try to do nowadays. But it wasn't scary. It was just like at certain points you're like heart racing and stuff.
Yeah,
like it was just intense.
Yeah,
it was very intense.
And then the payout is a good enough payout, but it was, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of a fan script film. And J.J. Abrams probably really liked somebody who wrote this and was like, you know what, it was good, but I think it was more of kind of helping somebody out in a good way.
I'm curious to see how it did this weekend. Like, I'm curious to see how it performs because I don't know, the theater we went and saw was pretty full. Everyone keeps saying they want to see it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say don't go see it, but I can't really say go see it either. It might be your cup of tea. It might not. So if you go see it, you can't blame me because I didn't tell you to do it or don't. So.
See it while it's still loud. See it while it's loud.
Yeah, if you're
like
gonna go
the
see it now.
cinematic part. Yeah, see it while it's when they turn down the volume or you're at home. Like it has that impact to it. And
I guess cinematically it would be. I mean, watching it at home, it definitely wouldn't be as like there wouldn't be as much adrenaline and like you wouldn't be as tied to it because you got your phone, you got others, you got dogs barking, kids screaming, whatever. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I wouldn't know. I have nothing going on.
Take it like Halloween 1, 2, and then Halloween 3. It's like just see it. Just see it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, just see it. What else we got on the docket? So we got a bunch of stuff happening this week. So Luke Cage, we don't have Daredevil coming next Friday. We're gonna be doing a big recap of Daredevil. I'm binge watching that motherfucker next weekend. Because I think I do got Friday off, so I'm gonna be binge watching Daredevil all day that day, laying in bed. So it'll be amazing. And then we got Luke Cage announced that they got a solid release September 30th. Now, they were saying maybe October, November time. I think they put it in September because they're going to try and get another one out before the end of the year. Like December, maybe even January, they're going to drop another show. Maybe Jessica Jones season 2, but they're dropping something. Because I called this like a while ago. I think Netflix is going to have 3 shows. And there was a story that came out this week that they have no less than 10 shows at some point in production right now with
Really?
Disney and Netflix. Yeah. They have 10 shows at various stages of production. So that could mean Daredevil season 2 because it's not out yet. Almost finished up. Luke Cage is shooting. Jessica Jones is getting worked on. Iron Fist is about to happen. Defenders. Punisher series has been talked about a lot. Moon Knight series has been talked about a lot. Really? Ghost Rider series has been talked about a lot. Well, they can do different stuff with different characters, but all we're really talking about is the Luke Cage stuff happening on September 30th. So what do you think? You're pumped for Luke Cage, right?
Yeah, he's actually one of my favorite. I remember
Power Man.
A couple of years ago, I remember they were talking about Tyrese, actor Tyrese.
Yeah,
they were actually thinking that he was going to be Luke Cage a long time ago, and that never went through.
Thank God.
That
keep him on the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, that would have been a
he can
total
do less
power.
damage.
But this one, especially with the tie-in with Jessica Jones and the actor that they chose, I think it's going to be a good. I can't wait.
Definitely. No, I can't wait either. I liked him from Jessica Jones a lot. I think he was a bright spot of that show. So yeah, I'm excited for his show to drop September. But I'm just Daredevil. All I can see is Daredevil and Batman vs Superman right now, which is funny because the next 3 superhero things, literally, Daredevil, where he's gonna be like fighting Punisher, so superhero versus superhero, Batman versus Superman, and then Civil War. You literally it's literally the next like 2 months. It's all hero versus hero goodness, all around. So moving on from there, we got some big casting this week. Some casting I was happy about, but then sad about at the same time, and I'll explain why. So J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, he's been in a lot of things. I think he was, award-winning actor for Whiplash. Like J.K. Simmons, he's done his thing for a long time. He was J. Jonah Jameson in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He is now going to be our Commissioner Gordon in Justice League. Which I don't know why Commissioner Gordon's going to be in Justice League. I'm sure it's not going to be a huge role. Yeah. But I think he's an interesting choice for that.
Yeah.
I mean, can he do it? Hell yeah. I mean, that dude can pretty much do anything. But I kind of wanted him to go back to being J. Jonah Jameson. Because they've been talking about Ice Cube as J. Jonah Jameson, which I'm fine with. Because he's kind of grumpy like J. Jonah Jameson is. But I would have liked to see him reprise that role because he was the perfect J. Jonah Jameson.
He was.
So, but I don't know. That's just my feelings out. But I'm happy he's going to be Commissioner Gordon. I'm cool to see Commissioner Gordon in the Justice League film.
He'll do fine,
Yeah, and if the Batman movie ends up happening, obviously he'll end up being in that too.
Right.
So, yep.
So, I think that's a good step. I was voting more for Ice-T.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Ice-T to be J. Jonah Jameson.
I thought that would have been a great choice.
I still don't know about that one.
Yeah,
I still don't know about that one. Instead of Robbie, we got Coco in the Daily Planet.
Get the pitches. Pitches where you take something with a camera and it comes out later on the interweb, like kind of like Special Victims Unit.
Just like that.
Just like it.
Just like
it.
Literally
nails
it's going to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. The one that's half Spider, half man. Like that.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Just like that. All right. So on that note, going on, we like Venom, right? I mean, speaking of Spider-Man and J. Jonah Jameson and all that sort of stuff, we like Venom, right? So they're talking about doing a Venom movie. And before you get too excited, let me explain what it's going to happen with it. Exactly, just like that. It's not going to be tied to the standalone Spider-Man movies that Sony's doing. It's not going to be tied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going to be its own thing. What Venom? Who knows? Could be Flash Thompson. I almost said Flash Gordon. Could be Flash Thompson. Could be Eddie Brock. Could be somebody completely fucking different. Who knows if Carnage is going to be in there? Really not a lot's known. That would be great. But that would be a perfect casting. But we do know it's more than likely happening, or it's in the works over at Sony. I'm not sure about how I feel about this. I'd like to see Venom used as a bad guy in a Spider-Man movie instead, because he got screwed. Topher Grace, Spider-Man 3, I mean, god awful. But that being said, it could work as a standalone movie. It could, because it depends on how you make it. And obviously who directs it, who writes it, and who stars in it, which are a lot of big ifs. I get what I'm saying, people. But I don't know. Am I crazy for feeling that way?
I honestly don't think it'd be a good standalone. At least if they, I think only if they have a tie-ins as like how Deadpool had tie-ins to the. I think that's the only way I would. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like they'll go a total horror movie vibe.
They could.
Or so. I know, like, I'm a big fan of Friends with Spawn.
Yeah.
Spawn, they want to do a reboot and it just be a horror movie. It has nothing to do with like how the comics look. And he's more of an entity. That's how I feel like they might try to do with Venom. And it's like Spawn, yes, that's a whole different thing. Venom, I'm not sure. I'm on the fence.
I don't know about that one. You know, I mean, yeah, it could go either way. That's a 50-50 because it could be good or it could be really bad because they couldn't really do tie-ins. They couldn't do anything that had to do with anything else because the contracts and Marvel and Sony and all that other stuff. So it really constricts what you can do outside of what you do in that universe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and trying something, I mean, take a shot. Fuck it, try it. If you're Sony, try it. You gotta do something. You know, you got all these characters sitting on the shelves, make money off them. So I get it, but I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Well, I guess I'm taking a wait and see approach.
Well, how are they gonna? Because I know they said they were gonna share Spidey.
Yeah.
So what's Sony gonna do with Spider-Man?
Well, so the standalone Spider-Man movies will still be distributed by Sony and like made by Sony, but they're gonna be not overseen by Marvel, but they have to coincide with what Marvel's got going on.
Connect now.
It'll connect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. Yes, they will connect for sure. Okay. So that's why if they did the Venom one, it couldn't connect at all. I mean, they could. But that's a whole nother issue that they would have to work out and stuff like that. I don't know. I think he's better served as a villain than having his own movie, but that's just my feelings on it. If you guys feel different, tell me in the comments. We got some casting stuff, some rumored casting stuff. Let's bang these three out. So Sly Stallone, we talked about last week, just like that. We said wasn't confirmed. Well, now is confirmed for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So we're super excited about that. We didn't know who he was playing. Well, now we know who he's playing too, which is amazing, right? That's what I thought. He's playing one of Yondu's Ravagers, which I think is actually a good casting. It's similar to what we were talking about with a retired. Me and Brian were talking last week about retired Nova officers. Yeah. And like Sly Stallone being a retired Nova officer. Yeah. But having him being one of Yondu's like pirates, pretty much. That's also he could be an older one, you know what I mean? Yeah. And who knows what his backstory is? But I kind of like that role for him.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Like, yeah, especially having it still, at least with him being one of the officers. That's what I honestly would have thought. Like, I honestly thought that, but I think this will work for it. Like,
well, and I just want to see. All I want to see is Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone on camera together in a Marvel movie. That's all I want. I'm not even asking for that much, people. That's all I want. I mean, I technically want a lot more, but that's all I want in this aspect. Just in this conversation. Just what we're talking about now. I'm going to rephrase all that. But yeah, I like it. I'm good with it. I'm cool with that. Let's see it. Come on, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Moving on from there, we all love Halle Berry, right? I mean, we'll give her a pass on Catwoman, and I think the fact that she killed somebody. Pretty sure.
What was it, like a makeup dealer or something?
No, like collagen. No, didn't she kill someone with a car? I'm pretty sure she killed someone with a car.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
Okay, so we'll let her slide on those two. We like Halle Berry for the
That was
most
a good
part,
night.
though. Huh?
Nothing.
Okay, all right. We like Kingsman. Now that we can all agree on, right? Kingsman, Secret Service. That movie's the shit. You haven't seen that movie? Watch it. That movie's the shit. So they're doing a Kingsman 2 if you didn't know. And there's been a lot of casting rumors floating around. Some I've covered, some I haven't. But this is a legit confirmed casting of Halle Berry in Kingsman 2 in a major role.
Yeah.
Bad guy, good guy.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Double agent? Who knows?
Double agent? I mean, there you go. It could be anything. But I like the casting. I'm cool with it. It makes sense.
I just can't wait to see what it's about.
Well,
That's the
and
biggest.
Matthew Vaughn's directing, so I trust my
pumped.
director. I trust
So
him.
pumped.
Yeah, I trust it. That's got. I think that comes out next year, 2017.
Soon.
Soon, yeah. Soon. Less than not soon.
Not soon.
Something like that.
Less than not soon.
Less than not soon. So, and then we got a possible casting rumor here. This one's possible. Daisy Ridley, Star Wars Episode 7, Rey, amazing, one of my favorite parts of the film. She is possibly up for Lara Croft in the reboot Tomb Raider.
Woo.
Which, exactly.
Yeah.
Whoop is right.
That's a good one.
Because that is a good casting. Number one, she already plays a scavenger or like a relic hunter in Force Awakens. Now, a lot different. But if you've been paying attention to the Tomb Raider games, they've been going to a younger Lara Croft and more on like how she became Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So I think this would be a perfect casting for a younger Lara Croft, and Lara Croft. Jesus, I can't talk tonight. It's late, you know. It's late, and it's daylight saving, so it's an hour later than I think it is now. Think about that. But yeah, Lara Croft, Daisy Ridley, Dead Ed. How you feeling?
Pumped. I really am excited about that. Hopefully, go for a more darker, realistic tone with how they've been going with the games.
A little grittier.
With how they've been going with the games and how it looks. I mean, even like I've seen the side by side of her with the new age to Lara Croft, and I think it'll be a great fit and to give her more avenue into like a big screen and
it's legit.
You know, keep her going because you want to see her. You want to see her.
She needs more of an avenue into the big screen after having one of the biggest movies of all time.
Right.
Definitely.
To keep going.
If anything, she needs she needs a break. I mean, damn it.
She needs to take a nap.
You know,
this guy.
she's. Yeah, she does. Yeah, poor Daisy Ridley. If that ever happened. So what else? I think. Oh man, X-Men movie posters. There was 2 different movie posters. There should be a picture coming up right here. You got the bad guys on one side with Magneto, good guys on one side, Charles Xavier. They look cool. I'm with it. Ed, you feel any differently? They're cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a confession to make.
Okay.
I've stopped watching the X-Men movies since Wolverine Origin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, then you missed out.
And I've seen glimpses of it on like FX of like Days of Future Past.
You know who directed First Class, right?
Yeah,
Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe I should really pick these up, and
you should,
and I just haven't had the chance. But now seeing this new trailer, I'm like, especially Olivia Munn.
Yeah,
Olivia.
I know Olivia Munn.
Hard.
You can take a nap with Daisy Ridley. Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to cuddle and watch old X-Men movies, I'm with it. Like, I'm just putting that out there. Universe, bring it back.
You be the tech, she be the show.
Throwback. So I don't even remember what the fuck we're talking about. Oh, X-Men posters. They were cool. You got good, you got evil. We need to watch. I own both of them, so I've been catching this dude up on DC movies lately, DC animated movies that is. But we might have to take a break and get a little X-Men in there at least before the movie comes out in June. So we got time.
Superheroes and chill.
But we got.
My favorite.
Wow. No. What's the next movie we got right now? Assault on Arkham. Batman Assault on Arkham's the next movie. Me and this dude got up next.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped for that one. We're gonna watch that hopefully this week. X-Men was cool. Beetlejuice 2. We have mentioned it a couple times on this show. I think at least once, a minimum one time. Not confirmed yet. Rumored. Michael Keaton's going to be back. Winona Ryder's going to be back. This was all rumors. Then Tim Burton comes out on his official web page or his YouTube page, or not YouTube page, Facebook page, something like that. Really? He came out on some official fucking site and said, it's a go. They're coming back. It's for real happening. This could be good. I could like this. I haven't loved Tim Burton stuff in a couple years. I'm going to be honest about this. Like, I love Tim Burton Batman. I love Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Tim Burton. Pretty much where Tim Burton lost me was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Really? I love that movie.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, that's where he lost me. Because then he had that, and then he had what? Alice in Wonderland? Not a big fan of that one either. And the new one coming out, I don't think looks good either. So now...
What's the new one?
Through the Looking Glass, I think it's called.
That's right.
So the sequel to Alice in Wonderland.
Is it? Yeah, it's a prequel.
Sequel.
Okay.
So I'm not huge on Tim Burton right now, but seeing him go back to Beetlejuice, that's something that I'd be like, all right, I'm up for that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because I love Tim Burton. Big Fish. You kind of forget.
Yeah,
Big
Fish was good. Big Fish was good.
And it's like,
but I'm just saying he's got to go back last
to
3.
Yeah,
he's got to get away from Disney. I'm telling you, that's no good for him.
If you haven't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in a while, check out the shade that Willie is throwing to all the kids and the people around. It's amazing. And
Gene Wilder. I mean, I'm sorry, Johnny Depp was a horrible Wonka compared to Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder is such a superior Wonka to Depp. It's not even funny. Especially when you want to talk about fucking creepy. Watch that boat scene. Funny fact about me, if you know the boat scene in Alice in Wonderland, that's like a 3-minute song. When you used to call me, literally that 3-minute song was my voicemail message. So instead of being like, this is Thor, leave a message, it was that 3-minute like song of Willy Wonka just getting crazier and crazier. Guess how many messages I used to receive? Fucking 0.
I wonder why, nobody, psychopath.
I know, it was fucking amazing. You think that was not by design? I'm a genius over here. I don't want people to leave me a message, so you leave a 3-minute crazy-ass song, and think of it as a telemarketer or like an ex-girlfriend, someone you don't want to talk to, and they hear that message, like, they call it back.
I was crazy.
Yeah. And y'all thought he was the crazy one at the table.
That's evil. That's a beautiful thing. I'm very proud of you.
I'm telling you.
It's making me hot. But
you gotta not say things like that. All right, but what are we talking about? Beetlejuice.
I think if he went to more practical effect instead of going CG, I think it would really work. We need more practical effect. I like how Star Wars went with a more. They had a
lot of CGI too, but it was a good. But it was a blend. It was a
very good blend. I really like that. Sure. Bring it back for us. And I think this will go well.
All right, so we're all good on all that. Last thing, though, a whole reason, I mean, it's late on a Saturday and I'm here doing this tonight is because there was a WWE pay-per-view on that you probably didn't even know was happening unless you really follow WWE. So like you thought, it's time for the WWE Minute. Roadblock was what this one was called, which was pretty much just a glorified house show. There was no big set. They didn't even have the Jumbotron. It was literally little house show set, which I actually kind of liked the intimacy of it.
Still sold out.
Still sold out.
Packed.
The crowd was rowdy. They were up in Canada, so they don't bring their like big equipment up to Canada. Sometimes I don't think. I mean, it's Canada. You know, it's dangerous up there. You don't want to get your shit stolen because they'll run up on you. But they will. It's Canada, man. You don't mess with Canada. Or is that Texas? Either one. Both. Fuck them. So WWE Roadblock. The matches were booty, except for I got 3 matches out of the whole pack that were worth shit. First match. New Day versus
speaking of booty,
Speaking of bootios. If you don't know what we're talking about, just check on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there by now. Bootios. New Day versus I don't even care who they were against. They won. They retained their belts. It was the Sheamus and King Barrett, whatever. Yeah. And then you had Ambrose and Triple H. Triple H won. Brock beat some dude who doesn't matter. It was Luke Harper. Who cares? Charlotte won against Natalya, which they just threw her that match because it was Canada. And there was some other. Jericho had a bullshit match. Sami Zayn had a match with Goldust, which was okay. I just like to see Stardust. Sami Zayn win. Yeah. Stardust. Did I say Goldust? Stardust. Whatever. Fucking some dust.
They suck.
Angel dust for all I give a shit. Then the match of the night. Now, this is the fucking shocker, people. The match of the night. They had an NXT match on the pay-per-view, which I was super fucking stoked about. It was the NXT tag team, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass versus Dash and Dawson. And now I've fallen off NXT. I'm going to be the first to admit. I was the one telling you guys, watch it. And then I completely fell off because, let's just say, Thor's got a little bit more on his plate right now than, he can manage. I'm just going to say that. There's a lot. So food gets dropped on the floor sometimes. That's what I'm saying. But I was glad they brought this match out because I think I'm going to pick back up with my NXT viewing. They had the tag team match. It stole the show. The NXT match stole the fucking show. They were chanting, this is awesome for the whole time. Yeah. Enzo blew up on the entrance. Their intro was off the chain as usual. Bada bing, bada boom. Realest dudes in the room. Like, how you doing? Oh, it's bada bing, bada boom. Realest guys in the room.
What is it? You can't teach that?
Yeah. Oh, he's 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
I was like, I like that guy. His hair,
that was
odd. His Jordans. Yeah, that was a good match.
It was a good match. I was pissed they got screwed. Match. Dash and Dawson won.
Yeah, they were like NPCs. They were just like these random
They looked like
dudes.
they were like 70s gyms dudes, or 70 gym guys.
Like bathhouse guys.
Bathhouse guys. That's what we were calling them, bathhouse guys.
Mustache.
It was gross. Disgusting. But it got me interested to watch NXT because I forget how good the wrestling is down at NXT. I need to go back. I need to get back to, the NXT vibe. But that's it. I mean, there's no Rebels this week. Brian, is hopefully safe and alive. Dead Ed is here.
Sure, Brian.
But that's it. That's all I got for you. Until next week, Daredevil. Lots of shit coming up. We got Minneapolis Comic-Con in a few weeks. Batman vs Superman in a few weeks. So watch out. Subscribe to the channel. Do all the shit. Facebook. Social media. We're everywhere. Come find us. Until next week, I'm Thor. That's Dead Ed.
Peace.
Deuces. If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.